Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero. We are back again talking about YouTuber Star Wars Theory reveals that he has now rejected Ubisoft's offer to promote Star Wars Outlaws and claims, "I ain't going to play nice." This comes to us, of course, from that Park Place. Of course, Star Wars Theory is probably the biggest Star Wars YouTuber out there, so coming from him, considering his love for Star Wars has indeed faded away, it's expected for him to do that. So let's get into it now. YouTuber Star Wars Theory revealed that he rejected an offer from Ubisoft and its partners to promote the upcoming Star Wars Outlaws from Massive Entertainment. Completely understandable. This game looks like crap. The main character looks like crap. They did the same exact thing they always do with female characters. They take a real life model that looks good and they make the character look terrible, and as you can see, the main character's face right here. Oh god. In a recent video upload to his channel, Theory stated, quote, "At the end of the day, yeah, they did reach out. We were potentially going to do something. I gave them an exorbitant amount of money. I was like, well, you need to give me this, and look, there's going to be a ton of things in the contract that will not bind me to any sort of tailoring of what I need to or don't need to say about this game." He continued, "If it's complete garbage, I'm going to be totally candid about that. And so at the end of the day, nothing was signed, nothing was done, and I'm happy about that because the game looks like absolute garbage. It looks like garbage." He later reiterated, quote, "Yeah, we were in talks. They did reach out, surprisingly." Shouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, you're the biggest Star Wars YouTuber out there. "I was like, oh, okay. I spoke to my network and that he was the middleman and that was it. And I made him know for sure. I'm like, look, like I ain't going to play nice, man. Like if it's, a certain way, I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. They know how I am anyways. In the end, I didn't sign anything. I didn't conform. I did nothing. No matter what the compensations were, it's my way or it's not when it comes to my channel. I'll never take a certain amount of money then sign a contract which says I can say or can't say something. Like, screw that, dude. I don't need that." Of course not. You're the biggest Star Wars YouTuber out there, and good on him for standing, of course, on his principles of, if the game's bad, I'm going to tell you the game's bad. You're not going to take some hush-hush money and from a company that's going to tell you have to say the game is good or not. Or else, I should say. Good again on Star Wars Theory for standing with his principles. Later in the video, he reiterated again, quote, "We didn't sign anything but because I want to be able to speak my mind fully, and you're going to have to pay me X amount, and B, if it's something I really like, for example, the next Fallen Order game, I'll do it for free. But if it's something that I just don't really care about already, I'll need a monetary compensation, and then the contract will be amended to essentially say I say whatever I want, however I want," which no one's going to really want that. No, companies, of course, don't want big YouTubers with huge influence to say that their product is bad. They always want you to say the product is great so they can keep selling more copies of their product or sell more of the product they're selling. Theory's revelation that Ubisoft and its partners contacted him to promote Star Wars Outlaws comes in the wake of a report from German YouTuber Cyberpunk20XX, who discovered multiple YouTubers and influencers were influenced by Ubisoft as part of the company's largest marketing campaign in its history. Because it's supposedly the first open-world Star Wars game, and Ubisoft needs it to do well, of course. As detailed by Cyberpunk20XX, part of the company's biggest marketing campaign ever was flying out YouTubers and influencers to LA to give them 4 hours with the game. He revealed that one of his fellow German YouTubers, Kartoffel Koenig, confirmed the claim that it was the biggest marketing campaign ever. Because again, this is their big Star Wars game to prove, I guess, to Disney that they can make a competent Star Wars game, which they honestly can't even make a competent Assassin's Creed game or a new game in the Splinter Cell series or even a remake of the original Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Yet they want to make you believe that they could actually pull off a open world Star Wars game. As translated by YouTube, Kartoffel Koenig stated, quote, "We are with the largest marketing campaign ever for a Ubisoft game. And I can definitely confirm the last part, as I was invited by Ubisoft to come to Los Angeles and play in the Star Wars Outlaws event. The location was really polished up, and there was a day in Disneyland and something like that." course, you gotta give them more. You gotta spruce it up a little bit so they they'll kind of be influenced to do it. Coleman continues. So Ubisoft spent a lot on that. Next, Cyberpunk 20XX shared footage from British influencer and YouTuber Louise Julie, who revealed she was brought to LA by Ubisoft early and was taken on a boat tour that she claims was quote-unquote originally a whale tour to see if we could spot any whales. She added, quote, so basically they invited a bunch of UK creators who got there early because our flights were booked early because it's a very long travel time. It was like a 12-hour journey. More screenshots from the terrible game. Cyberpunk 20XX also confirms that Ubisoft was indeed paying for these international and domestic flights for YouTubers and influencers. He cited a post from Chewy which states, quote, Ubisoft and Star Wars flew me out to California to play Star Wars Outlaws, interview the game director and lead writer, and meet the cast. I am beyond grateful for this opportunity. VIP tour of Disneyland tomorrow. As noted, it's another individual detailing that Ubisoft paid to take these YouTubers and influencers to Disneyland as well. And you can, of course, see the tweet here with the influencer with the background of Star Wars Outlaws with that terrible, terrible female character. Another influencer was also reportedly given a Nyx plushie and was flown out as well. Tofu Games wrote, quote, had a blast experiencing Star Wars Outlaws at the preview event this week. Thank you, Ubisoft, for the Nyx plushie and for flying me out for all the festivities. Yeah, and we're patiently waiting to see if you say anything terrible about this game. Because, of course, you're probably paid not to do so. Which is what Star Wars Theory is basically saying. He's not going to take people's money from Ubisoft, take the money from Ubisoft and be held to a standard where he can't say anything bad about a game. Not mentioned in Cyberpunk 20XX's video, but the Star Wars HQ revealed they made lightsabers during the Disneyland VIP experience. He wrote, quote, built an epic lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge yesterday with fellow Star Wars Outlaws content creators and explored the park. It was an absolute blast. I don't think they're Star Wars Outlaws content creators. I just think they're Star Wars content creators that took the money and said some nice things about the game, even though they probably think it's bad. Of note, Cyberpunk 20XX notes that Louise Julie has denied being paid by Ubisoft to promote the game despite being flown to Los Angeles, given a VIP experience at Disneyland, taken on a whale sighting tour, and being schmoozed at the actual Star Wars Outlaws event. On a video of the actual event, where she praises the game, Julie pinned the following comment, PSA, I was not paid by Ubisoft or anyone else to make this video. I was given the opportunity to record content, however, it was fully my own choice to make and share content based on it. The only money I make from this content is from YouTube views. There's no shilling or hidden agendas involved. Well, it's hard to believe when you get all these nice things from Ubisoft, clearly, and then deny that they're not paying you to say the nice things that you're saying. Cyberpunk 20XX also notes that Ubisoft has held at least 2 of these big events, and he cites Mirandalorian, who revealed she was invited to 2 events, one in June and another in July. She posted on X, quote, Ubisoft invited me out for another incredible week in Cali, and they know how to party. We played a 4-hour demo of Star Wars Outlaws. I adopted my own little Nyx and hung out with so many amazing people. More pics coming soon. In a response to another user, she confirmed it was her second trip. I know, right? Couldn't believe it either. I'm still not over the jet lag from the last trip. The investigation from Cyberpunk 20XX came in the week of German YouTuber channel Piet Smiet, which has over 2 million subscribers, admitting that it removed its Star Wars Outlaws preview video, and the video itself was subject to a review process from a third party. In a post to YouTube, he shared that they removed their Star Wars Outlaws preview video from their channel. As translated by Deep Out, one of the channel's owners stated, quote, Hi Peter here. We've taken the Star Wars video offline, not because we want to sweep something under the carpet or anything, but because it should have never been published or we don't want it on the channel. We'll talk a bit more about this in the next Pitcast episode. I'm sorry. The post followed a comment revealing that a third-party agency had to approve its Star Wars Outlaws preview video. As translated by Deep Out, the channel posted, I completely understand the arguments that were made here, and that was not correct. I had the opportunity to play the game for 4 hours, and it was edited into an over an hour video. As part of the review process, the entire video was thrown back to us, and an intermediary agency, not Ubisoft, asked for a lot of changes, especially to the wording at the beginning. But since I personally thought the game was really cool, I didn't see that as a big problem. This was a miscalculation. It added, quote, sorry, you don't have to pre-order a game, of course. You can buy whatever you like with your money. I absolutely enjoyed the version I was shown. The process behind it was for the ass, and I'm sorry that we didn't print more against it, but let ourselves be beaten wide open. Big sorry for that. So what do I think about Star Wars Theory rejecting Ubisoft's offer to promote Star Wars Outlaws? Good on him for sticking to his principles and not taking the money and shilling a product that he knows he's not going to enjoy, and that he doesn't want to spread the influence that he can to lie to his audience about this game that he dislikes. I would rather someone stick to their guns, stick to their principles, than, take a publisher's money because reasons and then lie to their audience about a product being good. So good on Star Wars Theory for being that guy to do that. Great dude right here. Awesome choice for him to make, I believe. So that's what I think about all this. Thank you all for checking out the video. Let me know in the comments below what you feel about it, all of that. Like the content, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or go live. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.